self-serving, persuasive talkers
of everything and nothing.
We are Conversation Con Artists. What's going on? It's your boy, Mr. On Point.
And I am Calamity Red.
And we are Conversation Con Artists, back for another episode. This is part 2 of our new trial on releasing 2 episodes. We're going to start off with our news segment first, and then on Thursday we're going to do our listener letter. So I'm going to need y'all to go to www.conversationconartists.com, where we have our new episodes as well as the articles and stories linked to them, our old episodes, as well as the ability to leave us some feedback through the mail icon that you hover over. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Mr. MISTER_on-point.
And I can be found at Red_Calamity. We are still doing the listener letter portion, of course. And if you have any questions that you would like for us to answer on this part of the show, you can send them into the website, or you can send them into our Gmail account, which is conversationconartists@gmail.com. We have 2 questions this week. The first being, can you date somebody white and still be a woke black person?
You know what? Let's start off with, can you date somebody white? Can you date somebody white?
I've dated somebody white.
And that's something you can still see you doing in the future. Like, dating somebody white wasn't something that excluded white from being something you can date?
Yeah, I don't see myself married to somebody white, so I guess.
See, you tried to politic the hell out that question.
I did.
You did not answer the question at all. You said what you did in the past.
No, I don't. I just can't. Like, I've tried it. I've dated a couple of white guys. I'm not as comfortable, like, as I am when I date somebody black. You know, I probably could date somebody that was like of Hispanic descent before I could date somebody white again. I feel like I would be more comfortable around another person of color. Like, I don't know, but yeah, I don't think so. I won't say never, but it ain't on my.
So you say you couldn't see yourself married to a white person?
No.
But does that mean before you get married and now you could date a white person?
Well, considering that I'd like to get, I ain't in my 20s no more. So, like, I don't know that I would feel like it was kind of wasted time right now to date somebody white, considering I don't see myself doing that in the long run. So
the short version of everything you said is no. Am I correct?
I mean, I guess if you were to summarize it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I could date a white person. You know, she'd have to be a very specific white person.
Specific how?
In the context of recognizing and understanding oppression. One, a generalized version of oppression, because as a woman, she is experiencing some kind of oppression, but being able to also apply that to what oppression a black person might be going through, what kind of oppression a mixed child will be going through, what kind of all these different oppressions. So if she's a Trump supporter, we got a problem. If her mom and daddy is racist, we'll even go to a new generation. If her mama and daddy ain't racist, but her grandmama, her granddaddy is racist, and she loved the shit out of grandmama and granddaddy, we got a problem. If she's ever asked any black woman, can I touch your hair?
Oh,
or hell, if she asked me, can I touch your beard? I don't know. I think that's okay with me, but we got a problem.
Let me tell you something. You bring a little white heifer around and ask me to touch my hair, it's going to be a problem.
I'm not saying.
No, you may not touch my hair.
That part is not okay. But if any woman want to touch my beard, I'll let that happen.
That's different from touching a random person's hair.
Well, I guess it depends on whether it's a matter of affection or if it's I ain't never touched it. It looked like wool. It looked like a Brillo pad.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Let me touch it. Bitch, get your hand away from me. No. That's different.
Yeah.
So I could date a white person, but she would have to have a level of awareness that if some shit like a black person get killed and I'm in a sour mood about it, or I want to talk about it, you know, she better not come up with no Blue Lives Matter shit, no All Lives Matter shit. No, he should have followed the rules and obeyed the law. If he would have did what a police officer said, dude, then it wouldn't be in this situation. Like, I don't need none of that shit. You know?
I mean, I guess my problem with the way this question was worded is that there's an insinuation that to be woke, you gotta hate white folks or some shit. Like, no, you can't date a white person and be woke, because you dating a white person means that you're not woke. Like, I feel like the insinuation here is that with wokeness comes disdain for white
With
people.
wokeness comes great responsibility and racism.
Like, I feel like that's the unspoken part of that question, and I don't think that that's true. And I'm sure that this is because of all the very high profile mixed couples. Like, Serena's pregnant now with her
Mixed
wife.
couples ain't new.
No, but I feel
It's 80-year-old mixed couples. They
is.
dealt with some bullshit.
I know, but I feel like people really were like butthurt about Serena and this situation with her fiance. I don't know why.
So what is your definition of woke?
My definition of woke is being aware of the injustices that we face as a people, and not being put in the sunken place, not being Ben Carson about it, or not being Stacey Dash about it, not being aware of like the systematic racism that we experience and how it impacts the communities.
I think that's become like a popularized view of woke, but I think like woke is deeper than that for the people that believe that they are woke, because it ain't about white people, it's about black people. And I think it's about that group of black people who the Israelites and shit, like the dudes who be like, you know, kings and queens. We all come from kings and queens, and we are the original, you know, leaders of America, and everybody was black one time, and white people ain't nothing but, you know, crustaceans out here.
See, that goes back to that's that definition of woke, where you have to have a distaste for white folks.
But this the thing. I think woke means not tainted by what we believe oppression is. Like the white people think. For them, I think woke is a step above that shit. For them, I think they think all black people sleep until they figure that shit out. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I think woke came from. We using it just generally to be aware of black issues. But like for them,
Jesse Williams, people call Jesse Williams woke.
Jesse Williams ain't woke. Yada, you know what I'm talking about?
I know who Yada
He is who they define as woke.
That is fucking terrible.
He the one they define as
well,
woke. Like,
I don't want to be that kind
that
of
group
woke.
of people.
So that
that
ain't got
woke.
nothing to do with me dating nobody white, because I ain't gonna never be that definition of woke.
You know what? Them niggas ain't even woke. I think they got insomnia. They can't sleep. That's what I think. I think the woke is the definition that you put up. But them niggas, they got insomnia. Like, they need help. They need help getting their eyes closed so that they can start thinking rationally.
So woke is the niggas that call me soul sister,
Yes.
goddess. And
That's them.
Then no, I don't.
I think that's what woke is. Like, we have to look up some definition. And
I
you
can't
know
be
what?
with it. I can't
Kendrick
deal with
Lamar on that shit. I like his album. But he said, I ain't black no more. I'm an Israelite now. Black is just a color. I'm like, no, Kendrick. No. Why the good rappers gotta come with some bullshit? It's like when you order something off of QVC and you get what you wanted and they send you a whole bunch of little bullshit ass little gifts.
Yeah.
That, like, why I got the good shit I want. Keep that shit, okay? Keep that other shit. And the only reason I know about QVC is because my grandma and my granddaddy were like impulsive buyers of shit from QVC. And my grandma will always give us Christmas gifts
From QVC.
No.
Oh, it'll be the
side
free stuff.
bullshit ass free stuff. Yes. She'll give us that shit. Like, you cheap motherfucker. The only reason she got a pass was because she gave us $20 per A from our report
Oh,
cards.
that's fucking amazing. I would see. I done had that kind of reinforcement. I started making good grades, and then it was just like, you better do it now. From now on, that's it. It wasn't no rewards for the shit.
I hate that shit, man. The parents I work with now be like, you know, you do it because you're supposed to do it. Well, what if they not doing it? You thought that one through? Your kid is fucking making D's and F's, and you sit there saying he's supposed to make A's. He's not making A's. You need to do something. Step in.
I always like looked at my brothers and was like, I probably should have just been like them. Like, I should have eased them into this. Because when I came out the gate making A's, then it wasn't special.
They knew what your ass was capable of now.
Then it was just like, oh, she got A's. That's what she do. It was never like, now my brother had a D and bring it up to a B, not the second 9 weeks. It's a celebration. He got a B now. This nigga got a B for real. I've been making A's since kindergarten. You excited about a B? Well, it was a D. I don't give a shit if it was. I don't care if it was an F to a B. That's some bullshit.
I don't know what the fuck my life would look like if my grandparents lived next door to us.
Oh, okay.
Like, before we turned about 12 and 13, we had to go over there and sleep every night. My mom worked third shift. At about 8:30, 9 o'clock, we go over to grandmama and them house. And ain't shit to do over there. We've never taken our game systems over there. It's just being there. And they old teachers. And so when we got in trouble, my granddaddy was a coach. He'll make us do bridges, which is sitting in the push-up position for, and I quote, until he get tired. Doing push-ups, doing sit-ups, just all kind of coach-related shit. You know, and then my grandma, when we got in trouble, she would give us English books from the 60s to do work in. Like, now English is one of those things that hadn't really changed that much over time, but they did have other books where the information was extremely outdated. Like the science books and shit. They had all them books from the 60s. That shit was ridiculous, but I don't know where the fuck I would be
That's so funny.
if it weren't for them, because they added a large component to my life that just being at home going to church with my mama wasn't finna offer me. You know, like they gave me oh shit, A's is worth $20. I really don't give a fuck about this information, but I'm finna get this $20. You know, it might take me 3 months to get it, but I'm finna get these grades. You know, and it turned into a love and desire for knowledge and education. And then my granddaddy had us walking around the block every week. One time, me and my cousin, my brother was walking around the block and we found a Playboy magazine. That thing got us into so much fucking trouble. Because we started wanting to walk around the block. That shit started being a little weird to them.
The fuck they want to go out and walk in for?
That's another story for
That's
another episode.
hilarious.
But he put us on the physical side of walking around and doing shit. And my grandmama had us planting flowers outside. All mama gave a rat's ass about was going to church. You know, so damn. I don't know how I got in this dialogue. But how do we get into this damn dialogue?
I don't know. We went down the rabbit hole.
Yep. So
Wokeness, though.
wokeness. Can you be woke? Can you date a white person and be woke?
Apparently not. If woke, it depends on your definition of woke. If it's Ada, whatever, Yada's definition of woke, then hell no. Because
I mean, I won't call it his definition, but that's them niggas.
Them niggas. Because by that definition, you have to have, again, a distaste for white folks. So you're not even going to date them. So no, you can't. Now, if you are like the Jesse Williams version of woke, then I think, yes, you can.
Which also means you are half white.
Well, not that part of it.
How could just somebody like Jesse Williams, how can you even consider that? Because he got a white mama.
But he got a black wife. Well,
had a black wife.
He had a black wife. Damn, Jesse.
Look, man, all of us, I don't give a damn how dark skinned you is mixed with some kind of master.
Yep.
Okay? Like, that's just an unfortunate part of our ancestors having been enslaved.
But I think that him speaking out, that's why it has such an impact, because he does have, with the whole colorism shit, he got fucking blue eyes and light skin. So he could just not give a fuck about being black and black folks in general and do just fine. In Hollywood, he would be fine. The fact that he is using his platform to speak out and on behalf of black folks, I think that's why people were like, oh shit, Jesse Williams, because he is in a position where he don't have to do that. He could Ben Carson us easily. Easier than Ben Carson did. But he chose to not do that. You know, so I think that was part of the appeal of him, was that he was in a position to not have to do that or not to care and could just identify with his white side and not give a shit about black folks, but he didn't do that. Bitches is mad now that he's divorcing his black queen, though, but Y'all don't know what happened in that marriage. That bitch might have been crazy, not because she black, but because she just a crazy bitch. You don't know.
How long they were married?
5 years. They got like 2 kids.
She been crazy the whole time.
That's what I'm saying.
She got some crazy. She got some pictures where she got that crazy eye going.
That's what I'm saying. People want him to stay married to her because she black. I don't get what anybody saying you should do this because they black. No, that's not. If she crazy, then she crazy. Like whatever.
But why would that justify staying with her because she black when you can just go find another black person?
Yeah. Well, but then another part of that is that the rumor was he was stepping out with some white bitch or whatever she was. She was not black. I can't remember what. I did look up her ethnicity. I think we talked about this on the show before, and I looked up her ethnicity, but she wasn't black.
Can you be woke and date a white person? Which means, can you be black and woke and date a white person? Listen,
I think you can.
You grown as fuck. You can do and be whatever the fuck you want to be.
Do.
Okay?
Live your life out here for these motherfuckers.
It's just odd that there is a subset of black people that measures other black people's blackness based on how they participate in our society, right? Yeah. Some people be like, if you work for a white man, you ain't woke.
Well, shit, most of us ain't woke by that standard because most of us work.
And how do you make your money? How do you get paid? If that's the case, right? Some people say if you date a white woman, you can't be woke. Like there's a cap on how invested you can be in black related anything if you are dating a white person.
Yep.
And that's bullshit. That's not true to me.
Nope, not to me either.
Like, because for me, if I were to date a white person, she's getting pulled into my universe. Like that's my personality. Like either we sharing universes and they kind of merged a little bit, or you getting pulled into mine. So whatever wokeness or knowledge or education I got about black stuff, she's gonna have it at some point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if she denies it, or if she challenges something that is well known or a very solid understanding of the idea that I have, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
You gotta go. But I believe you can have that level of knowledge, understanding, and I just refuse to say wokeness. You can have that level of knowledge, understanding, and support for your culture and date or marry somebody white. Because where is the line drawn? What about white friends? What about white coworkers? Like, where's the line drawn at which that group would deem it acceptable to have those white people in your environment? I mean, in your culture.
That is the whole premise for Dear White People. At least I only watched the first episode. Let me not act like I don't watch that whole goddamn thing. But on that first episode, she got her white bae, and she also has this radio show that she speaks on black issues, and she didn't want nobody to know because she felt like people were gonna be butthurt about it, and some people were.
I think that wrong question is being asked too, to the wrong people. The question is, as a white person, can you be white and date a woke black person?
White folks probably don't even know what that means.
Well, they would quickly find out what it means.
Yeah, they would.
Can a white person date a black person that is deeply connected to black culture, deeply connected to black issues, and deeply connected to finding resolutions, and who looks at white America as a great oppressor of all brown people? Can you date a person that believes that about your culture, about your group of people?
Do white people have culture? We have culture. Do they have culture?
Well, you're isolating culture to the things we do. Like, white is a culture. You know what I'm saying? Like, white is a culture. The reason white is a culture is because it's comprised of a whole bunch of different cultures. White, like, the thing is, like,
it's a bunch of stolen shit is basically what
well, look, if you say Scottish, that's a culture. Well, Scottish people are in white culture now. If you were to say Irish or Hungarian or any other group with white skin, they all have different cultures that's intertwined and meshed together, and they don't put all their shit together.
So can you culturally appropriate white culture?
No, you can't.
Why can't you?
Because the context of whiteness in America was that white people said, y'all have to use our shit. Y'all have to participate in our shit. You have to use American language. You have to use straight hair.
Can you appropriate it outside of America? Can people from other places appropriate white culture?
Can people from other places? White culture only exists in America.
You just said that white culture is comprised of Scottish and all of these.
But if you
different
go to
things
Scotland, they don't call themselves white. They call themselves Scottish. Only when Scottish and Irish
Italian,
people immigrated over here, they were faced with a choice. I look at it, they were faced with a decision. Because when the Scottish and Irish came over here, they were treated like shit. If your name was McFarland, or you had some kind of Scrooge McDuck ass accent, when you came over here, they treated you like shit. Now, the original immigrant said, we can't continue this. But we got this white skin, and we can change our kids' names. We can teach our kids the accent of what these people over here live. We can forego our traditions. We can make them look like a white man. And so, like, even though Scottish people were treated like shit, if they existed in the Jim Crow times, they could still drink from the water fountain across the street because they had the prerequisite to apply for whiteness in America. And from my perspective, whiteness in America is just access to America, because it's some Italian communities out there that weren't willing to forego that shit. They weren't willing to use their white skin at the cost of their culture, but it's a lot of Italians that did. Like, it's a lot of groups of those cultures that didn't give in to that. Now, it's more acceptable today because, you know, they still got white skin, and white is comprised of a bigger definition now. But whiteness and being white in America, that's just an American thing. Like, if you come to America from Scotland, you're white.
So are English people just English? They're not white? Don't they have white and black over there too?
Yeah, but they got a different type of racism over there. They don't even really have racism. They got classism. Like, classism is the grown-up version of racism. Because racism is just how our wealthy have oppressed and subjugated groups. Over there, it don't matter what color you is. If you poor, you subjugated. You know, now between the poor, they treat black people like shit. And between the wealthy black people get treated less than. But America, racism is like an infantile version of what they got, a classism system. Like, if America get on their grown man shit, it'll be more classism than racism at some point. But it's not, because America is a melting pot and everybody gonna be the color of coffee at some point. So it ain't like America ain't gonna be able to get a class. Well, maybe that is a catalyst for a class system. If everybody look the same at some point, then the only distinguishers gonna be lip size and pockets.
Everybody ain't gonna look the same. You gonna have them die hard.
They gonna die out at some point. They gonna die out at some point. I'm just saying, like, at some point.
Yeah.
Because at some point, you just not, the only people you're gonna be able to mate with is your cousins. At some point.
That's disgusting.
You know what I'm saying?
But
Like, you
ain't that part? Let me not
You
do that. I'm not
racist
gonna
ass
do that.
motherfucker.
Okay. Second question.
Did we finish?
I think so. You could be woke and date somebody white if you're the regular definition of woke, but if you like the Hotep definition of woke, then no.
I mean, you can.
How you gonna be a Hotep and date somebody white? How does that work? How? I don't understand.
I mean, it's not based on what you believe. It's based on what other people believe about you. Like, you're not going to be perceived as woke if you do that. That don't mean you are any less of it. It don't mean you fight any harder for those causes. Like, this question is a premise of how people perceive you.
Yes. So under the premise of how people perceive you, the answer is no. You cannot be.
What I'm saying is woke is woke in this context is a defined way of being black and embracing the black community from my perspective.
But if you're the Hotep version of that, and the way you embrace the black community is by only embracing the black community, then no, you cannot then date a white person and do that and be that kind of woke. I don't see how you could be.
I guess we have to know what people believe the expectations of a black person are that consider themselves.
If you're a god and a goddess, you don't fuck with the peasants and the no. If for people like 5%ers and shit. Have you ever seen a 5%er with a white person?
I bet Nas done fuck plenty of white women.
Have you seen him with a white person? Not that he been fucking white people, because that doesn't fucking them. I mean, the slave masters did that to us and still thought we were less than. So that really don't mean that you find any kind of it doesn't mean that you care about them. Have you seen him with a white girl?
No.
Okay.
I haven't.
So I don't know.
You know he's supposed to be dating Nicki Minaj?
Yeah, I just couldn't. Whatever. Whatever. That's what I have to say.
That's what goes back to my point. You can be whatever the fuck you want to be. If you believe you are woke, then people gonna say that you're not. But if you're doing the things that is considered like, why does the placement make a difference?
What do you mean? What placement?
The placement of your life next to a white person's life.
Because if the definition of woke in your circle or in the people that you associate with on a day-to-day basis is that you don't fuck with white folks, then by that definition, you're no longer woke when you decide to go get you a Becky. If the people that you engage with on a daily, but you're going to these rallies or whatever I don't know what their meetings are called, but y'all are the white folks are the devil and the demons and all of this shit, and then you scroll up in there on Thursday with a Becky, it's gonna be a problem. I think the placement matters because where you are and who you're surrounded by has a lot to do with it. And if those are the kind of people that you surround yourself with and those are the people that you care about, then that's going to be a problem for you. Now, if it's somebody like me, I could give a fuck if a Hotep nigga got a white girl. I don't care because I don't give a shit about Hotep niggas, so it don't matter to me. But to other Hotep niggas, that might be a problem.
I think... Let's say I guess it's easy to invalidate a lot of the work and effort somebody might be putting into the black community by looking at that thing and isolating it. You know, by if a person is on the streets, you know, giving out flyers, going to them rallies, participating, doing all this stuff, and you find out that they got a white, you know, woman, like, that just don't sound right to me.
What Hotep shit does sound right to you? They're not the most rational of people. Let's not act like
that's because they have insomnia. They haven't had any sleep.
Well, these sleep deprived niggas is not gonna make sense. I don't think it's supposed to make sense because nothing else that they do makes sense. So I really do feel like they would disown the fuck out of somebody that was like knocking down this white girl. That was not just knocking down this white girl, but that like, this is my wife, this is my queen, this is my like, I feel like they would have a major problem with that.
You know what? I think it's gonna have to even go further than that, because what if a dude is dating a black woman but like being abusive? Like, what if he putting hands on his queen?
I don't know enough about Hotep shit to know how they feel
but
about
like
it.
all I'm saying is that
But
it's gonna be hard to draw a line.
But even that, I feel like isn't gonna be looked at the same as if he was with a white woman.
Well, that's because of misogyny.
Is that? But that's what I'm saying. So like, even that, I feel like dating a white woman is gonna be at the top of the list of things that can get your Hotep or your woke card revoked if you a Hotep type person. I feel like that's one of those things that they be like, don't fuck with him no more. He under her control or whatever the fuck. I don't know. I don't know enough about Hotep niggas, so.
Yeah.
But I feel like they feel that strongly about white folks that would be a major factor for them, regardless of how much you're doing for the black community. I think that would be overshadowed by Becky for them. Not for us. We don't give a fuck. Because we know that that doesn't have anything to do with how you feel about the black community and what you do for the black community. But for irrational insomniacs, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, woke hotel folks, y'all need to get some help. That insomnia thing is a problem.
Yeah.
Y'all are talking crazy.
So the other one is I have to give some perspective because you've not seen Moonlight, but
Spoiler alert.
Oh yeah, if you haven't seen Moonlight by now, don't believe the hype that it was this great movie. It wasn't. They lied. There was a post that said that while these women out here worried about men that wear rompers and that are emotional and in touch with their feelings, they need to be worried about these like hyper masculine men because they're the ones that have these secret lives, or they're the ones that may actually be engaging in like homosexual activity. And the example that was used was Moonlight. Now, if you haven't seen Moonlight is this depressing ass, precious ass kind of story about this black kid and growing up in like this really low class neighborhood, who I still to this day don't get why they thought this kid was gay. The movie starts out with him like running from a group of kids, and he's probably like 7 or 8, running from a group of kids who trying to whoop his ass because they say he gay. There's never an explanation as to why they think he's gay. He's not like overly feminine. He's not like the stereotypical things that you would attribute to somebody that you can visually look at and see that they're gay. They never really give you an explanation as to why everybody in the neighborhood seems to think that he's gay. But he hides in this abandoned ass building, and then the dude, the bad guy, cause I don't know how to pronounce his name, the bad guy from Luke Cage, Cottonmouth. Cottonmouth is a good guy in this, kind of a good guy in this movie.
Bad guy.
Huh?
Bad guy with a heart of gold.
Yes, there you go. He kind of rescues him and builds this relationship with him. Now, he's also is it crack dealer? Crack or heroin one? I can't remember. I only watched the
bad
ones. Huh?
Them the bad ones.
Yes, he's
That's
one
drug
of the
dealer level 3. Like,
Yeah.
you could have said drug dealer, but like drug dealer.
No, you
if
ain't know
you
how
selling
bad it
marijuana,
is.
then that's a drug dealer.
he
But that's
doing-
level 1 drug
it's
dealer.
Either crack or heroin. I can't remember which
Level
one.
2 drug dealing is pills. Number 3, that's death to your people.
Crack and heroin. So his the little boy's mom, like at first she seems like she's kind of an okay mom. He gets him, feeds him, takes him home. She kind of has an attitude because I think she knows him as a local drug dealer. So so the story goes on, and then you find out that his mom is actually on drugs and her dealer is Cottonmouth. He didn't realize he was dealing to this boy's mom. And when he finds it out, he feels so bad that he like becomes kind of like his male figure in his life to kind of make up for the fact that he's slowly killing his mother. But throughout the whole movie, he is constantly picked on by these kids his entire life about him being gay. Nothing about him would make you feel like, they never explain why this is the case. He has this best friend who he falls in love with. They have like a moment on the beach where, some shit happens. The next day, the school bully decides that he wants the best friend to whoop the little gay boy's ass. He decides that he wants him to like whoop his ass, like punch him. So he don't want to do it because they just had this moment on the beach. Now keep in mind, his best friend is like the school Romeo. So he out here fucking bitches. But he had a moment on the beach with his friend. So I guess he's bisexual. Never figured that out either. Anyway, he tells him to like run or whatever. He won't. And his best friend punches the shit, like beats his ass. And so the next day, he's so hurt by this, he didn't jump on his best friend. He like took a chair and knocked the fuck out of the school bully. And so then he gets sent off to like a juvenile facility. And the next time you see him, he's an adult. So this is the part where she's talking about. So when you see him as an adult, he is turned into a drug dealer. Gold teeth, gold chains, all black. He got people that have, do certain blocks for him and all of this shit. He has become basically Cottonmouth's character. Now he ain't out here fucking bitches and none of that. So like, I guess she just means that the fact that from outward appearances, even though he's not saying that he's heterosexual, you would assume that he was. Although he wouldn't be dating you because he like dudes and he always has. So don't see that movie if you haven't seen it. I'm telling you. I know that you feel like, oh, they won that fucking Oscar and shit. It's one of the worst movies I've ever seen. The worst.
You didn't say that last time though.
Did I?
No.
Are you sure?
You didn't say you liked it, but you didn't make it seem that bad.
The only reason
You talking about it like it's for color girls.
it's not for color girls.
I mean, not for color girls, is in terms of people that black, but the name of the movie for color girls.
The reason that I don't like it is because there's no resolution for him. It ain't as bad as like for color girls or Precious with the no resolution, but like it ends with him meeting back up with his friend after all these years. His friend is still having relationships with women, obviously, because he has a child that he's not with the child's mother anymore. They like go back to the friend's place. He tells the friend like he's never been with anybody else but him. And they like sit on the bed and the friend like holds him and the movie go off. That's it. They don't ever talk about what happened. They never talk about him, punching him in front of everybody in the school. They never talk about like how that led to him getting, like, they don't resolve shit. It just go off. And like, I still feel like the school bully was gay and he this was his way of like taking attention away from him, maybe. Cause like some of the shit he would say to him was just kind of like, dude, like, I think he said something like, I'll make you go back here in this alley and suck me off. Who says that? What straight man? Like, what? How is that a punishment?
Well, scientific research is coming around to indicate that the higher your level of homophobia, it's also the higher level of possibility of you being homosexual yourself.
That makes perfect sense.
Because it's looked at as like a instant denial.
Yeah.
And it's like an extreme version of denial.
That describes this boy. I mean, like, he went out of his way to be mean to this kid for no fucking reason at all. And he would just say a lot of homoerotic shit like that, where it's like, how is that like, the fuck is wrong with you? Gonna rape him? Is that like what is you talking about? That's weird, dude.
Who taught you how to roast? Like, this ain't right.
No, this is
but
not.
The other bullies be like, yeah, I don't know about that shit you talking about.
Like, it was just fucking weird. But anyway, so because him and the friend was also not somebody that you would stereotypically think was gay. He was at the very least bisexual. At the very least. We don't know if the friend ever had any more sexual encounters with men other than that one on the beach he had with him, because the boy that had been picked on the whole movie, he told him like that was, you're the only person I've ever been with.
Maybe he was brosexual.
What the fuck is that?
That's only gay for your bros.
No, sir. That is not a thing. No, sir. And you're not gonna make it a thing. That is not a thing.
Oh, okay.
So I guess she's saying that sometimes you can't look at somebody like you be worried about these people. Like, he too sensitive. He might be gay because he's so sensitive. When it might be this dude that is out here picking on other folks for being gay. I still think that bully was gay as fuck. Like, he just was too pressed. It was too much. Like, you going out your way to find this boy and to harass him and put your hands on him. Dude, like, you need to You need to
Chill out.
have some self-reflection and like figure this thing out. Like, what's going on? But yeah, so I mean, I don't know that
So what's the question again?
it's not really a question. She was just making a statement that the men that you need to be watching out for are not the ones that wear rompums. It might be the thug down the street.
They might be both.
Might be both. I will say this: I'm not gonna date nobody that wear a rompum. So put that out there.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So
I'm the romper wearer. I'm the romper wearer in this
men
relationship.
that are potentially going to date Red.
Yep.
Don't start off with the rump.
No, don't do that petty shit. No rompers at all. No rompers at all.
You gotta sneak them in late in the game. Wait till she love you first.
No, just don't wear no rompers.
You might need to wait till after she love you. I think she can cut that shit off quick. Wait until she has got your baby.
I'm just gonna burn. You still not gonna fucking wear the rompers. Then I'm gonna have to destroy shit, and you gonna be wasting money because you not wearing them. You're not gonna wear them. That's what you're not gonna do.
I think the problem with the question is that there is something that you can do to identify the internal struggle that a gay man or gay woman goes through in society. Now, a woman being gay, dating a man isn't as big of a risk as a man being gay and a woman dating him. You know, in the sense of the issues that it can cause, I guess.
I mean, I think it's both fucked up. I feel like if you're confused, don't bring other people into that. I feel like it's looked at differently when it's a man versus when it's a woman that like changes out or decides to go ahead and come out. Like, I feel like men get a much rougher time. But I feel like it is equally like, if you don't know where you stand, let me know that. And you go figure that shit out. Don't marry me and we have kids and then you in your 50s talking about, I always thought that maybe because I'm not going to be cool about it. I'm going to be honest. I'm not. I'm going to flip out. Don't bring me into your confusion. If you haven't figured it out yet, that's fine, but I don't want no parts of it. Don't bring me unwittingly into this because now we got kids and shit. And now I got to figure out how the fuck we going to navigate this. Some shit I never signed up for. No.
I think it's a big problem in terms of the double standard as it pertains to gay women and gay men.
But I think that's part of y'all men. Some men.
Yeah, don't drag me into that shit.
Because men have this thing. Some men have this thing where they think it's so sexy for two women to be together. So, like, I feel like part of that is men's fault that it's not viewed the same way. Women do not. You don't really see women that like, oh, we were having dinner and somebody called it something. What is it called when a threesome has two dudes?
Oh, a devil's threesome?
Devil's threesome. You don't really see too much about devil's threesome. And most heterosexual men be like, hell no, it could be two women.
Well, I mean, the way that women are to men, being that they've been over-sexualized in our society, it's like one woman is a Skittle. And you fucking love Skittles. Skittles are delicious. If you add another one, oh fuck, now I got 2 Skittles. You can add all the Skittles. And men gonna be like, I got all the Skittles. So like you can put a whole room full of naked women and men gonna be like, damn, I love Skittles. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how it is. For women, men is like a car. You just fucking need one.
Yes.
That's it.
A nice, dependable,
exactly,
nice looking one. You know what? Y'all are just like cars. I'm gonna totally start using that analogy when talking about niggas. I think that,
yeah, we should.
Totes. Yeah, we should totally start doing that. That makes perfect
sense. We start
sense.
rating the dudes you talk to in cars. So what was the dude that sent you a dick pic? Was he like a decent car that got a flat tire and didn't have no spare?
No, he a limit. He wanted a car. It looked nice when you bought it off the lot, and then you get home and just shit start going fucking crazy with the car, and you like, what the fuck did they sell me? Like the fucking radiator go out and everything just go out. It look good. It's a nice car sitting in your driveway, but it ain't worth shit. That's what he was. He was a lemon.
But see, and that's the problem. Like, because men over sexualize women in the sense that a woman's body is made for sex, right? And so more of that thing don't make it worse. Women don't over sexualize men's bodies traditionally.
Not
you know,
really.
Clearly, if Idris Elba walking out here with a shirt, no shirt on,
that's different.
Women be wilding out out here.
That's that's a different situation.
But I think that's come with the level of independence that women have achieved and the separation of being actually embracing the idea that they are sexualized.
Yeah,
you know, they have women have sexual liberation, and they can, you know, sexualize a man if they want to, as to where that didn't used to happen. Yeah. So I think that's a part of that. But traditionally, women look at a man as what you can provide. Like seeing a whole bunch of them in one room, gonna be like, y'all put some clothes on. What are y'all doing? This ain't sexy.
No.
Leave. Yeah. All of y'all but one. You know? But I think like...
But so again, that double standard was created by your folks.
Well, I think it's because of the perception of it. Like, okay, look at it like this. This is gonna be so bad. Take 2 oranges.
Oh God! I
right?
don't like where this is
2
going.
oranges.
Okay.
These 2 oranges are women, right?
Okay.
And the best they can do is just rub against each other. If you take these 2 oranges, and these are men, one is repeatedly stabbing the other one. You're never going to be the same after that. That orange is now forever tainted because of how perceptually brutal I think sex between men is to men.
Fucking
I'm just saying. Like,
what?
Which orange would you rather have? The untouched orange or the orange that has been stabbed 100 times with a knife?
God. You can still have an untouched orange if your orange was a top. Your orange is still untouched if it was the top and not the bottom.
But it just stabbed this other orange 100 times. It's in the least violent.
How the fuck we started talking about violent oranges? I don't know how we have these conversations. But okay, so like would you feel differently if your wife left you for a woman as opposed to a man?
I wouldn't.
See, that's complete. Because if my man leave me for another man, like it's bad enough you're leaving me, but for another dude, that's worse. That's way worse.
I'm focusing on the leaving. I don't care. Like if she leave me tomorrow and evaporate in the thin air, I won't give a fuck what happened to her after that, or what she went to, or what she did with.
But she didn't just evaporate. She like left to go in one of these directions.
It would make a difference.
It would make a difference to me.
She gone.
And it's gonna make a difference perceptually at how the rest of the world. If I get left by another woman, that's gonna be received differently than I'll be like, my husband left me for John. Like.
So you are actively participating in the double standard yourself in the way that you perceive that. Because if your man
I think it's worse if your wife leaves you for a woman than I actually just had that happen to a client. Actually, I feel like that's worse than if she left you for another man. It's so much that goes into that. Like for me with the man, was this always something that you were interested in? Is this shit that you've been doing behind my back? Like, what does that mean for me? Like, have I been your beard this whole time? Like, there's just so much other shit that you already got the breakup shit. You already got the divorce shit. But on top of that, I feel like it's another level if you get left for like a man. You got to deal with all of this other shit too. And the kids are going to look at it. That means different things if you got kids. Like, it's a whole different situation. Same thing for you. If you have kids and your wife leave you for another woman and y'all share custody, then that means your kids are going to be around your wife and her wife.
Well, evidence shows that homosexual couples raise children in better situations than heterosexual couples.
Stop with the rational shit. I'm not talking
That's reality. That's science.
I'm not talking about what evidence shows. I am talking about you specifically in this situation.
Okay, let me be 100% honest. Okay, I think I would rather her go to a woman because she is not getting stabbed by a murderous orange.
I really hate you so much.
I would rather her orange stay intact.
What do you care what happens to her orange? It ain't your orange no more.
Then what do I care which one? That was my argument at first. I don't care. What do you want me to care or not to care?
I'm not caring because he finna go get, dicked down by some man. I don't care what he does. That's fine. Whatever. My issue is that you have had these proclivities that I did not know about, and that I don't know how long this has been going on. I don't know if I've been a beard this whole time or you just use me to give off the... Like, again, it's so many other things. I don't care that he's going to go off with a murderous orange. I hope the orange punishes the fuck out of him, to be honest. I hope it's horrible for him. I do. I don't give a shit. I don't care what happens then. It's not about like that. It's about all the other stuff that comes along with you deciding that you're going to have this whole other lifestyle completely separate from what we built. And we built it based on a lie because you weren't honest with me.
I mean, I would rather my wife go to a woman. Because Skittles, unless she look like Manny Fresh.
She probably is. What if she get a stud? Then what? And she gets the studliest of studs.
Then it ain't no Skittle. It is black jelly bean.
Now you got a Skittle and a black jelly bean. So now what?
Shit, I need to find somebody new. I don't give a fuck. I'm alone now. I need to do something about this.
What if you have kids?
What if I have kids? Well, clearly I'm getting custody of the kids.
Why are you getting custody of the kids?
Because infidelity.
That don't mean that you're going to get custody of the kids.
Yes, it does.
You're a man. Do you know how hard it is for men to get... Your wife will have to be smoking crack. And even then, you would not get full custody of your kids.
I would get full custody of my kids.
Because she cheated on you.
Yes. Infidelity has a ton of implications to conservative judges when the other person hadn't done shit and have shown that they are a positive influence in the kids' life.
You're a black man in Alabama. Because you would be in an Alabama court. You think that you would be able to walk into an Alabama court and get full custody of your kids with a mom whose only thing is that she cheated on you?
I would, because I know the judge. So I ain't worried. I know the judges and all the lawyers. I know GAL in the county we live in. I'm intertwined with the legal system. But I ain't worried about it.
But what if you weren't? Do you still think that you would be able to walk into a court, a family court, with a wife whose the only thing that she did was she was a great mom? She cheated on you. You think they would give you full custody?
It is a higher % chance than any other circumstance. And if she going to another woman, hell fuck yeah, I'm getting custody. You know, that they don't play that gay shit out here.
They don't.
That's how them going to the same sex will benefit you. Now, if they go to a different sex, it depends on really the lawyers you got. Like, if you ever go through a situation like that, get the best lawyer you can afford. Get a fucking credit card and pay that motherfucker if you have to. If you want shit to go your way, you gotta get somebody who know how to manipulate the system.
Yeah.
That's the best thing I can tell you, whether it's divorce or whether it's trying to get custody of your kids or dealing with DHR. Get the best lawyer money can buy, and you'll be fine. I've learned that shit. Don't let no court-appointed lawyer do nothing for you.
I had a client whose whole basis for coming into therapy was because his wife cheated on him and got full custody of his son. He got visitations, but she got in there and denied all of the cheating, and he couldn't prove it. And so she got custody of his son.
Well,
and he was so mad because she was still out here fucking around and having his son around all of these niggas, but he couldn't prove it in court, so she got custody. Yeah. You have to be able to prove that your wife is out here, what is it, munching carpets? Yeah.
Munching carpets. You went back to some 70s lingo.
I don't know.
You been talking to Cole Jackson.
What?
That's that uncle speak.
What's the new thing if it's not munching carpet?
I don't know.
I think it's still munching
Peeling
carpet.
oranges?
That you trying to, again, you trying to make this a thing. That is not a thing. Peeling oranges. Lord.
Okay. We didn't even really talk about the question.
Not really.
Look, ain't nothing you can do to identify whether a man is gay or not. Yeah. I mean, you should ask a dude. If you're dating somebody, ask him if he's had any interaction with men. He either gonna tell the truth or lie. If he tells the truth, then you can move on to whatever. If he lies, then ain't nothing you can do about it.
I mean, there are women out there who don't mind bisexual men. There are women out there who want to have a devil's threesome. So, I mean, if you are that guy, you can find you a woman. It just ain't gonna be me.
I don't think women want to have a devil's threesome where the men licking on each other.
Yeah, what?
Why is it easier for me to say stuff like this than for you to hear it? I'm a dude. I ain't even supposed to be thinking of shit like that to say.
Ew. It's just gross.
She want the whole focus to be on her. That's a devil's threesome.
So what is it if everybody's involved? It's still a devil's threesome, ain't it?
Mm-mm. That's a devil's threesome in hell. That's what that is.
I don't know why I'm friends with you. A devil's threesome in hell.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
It's all kinds of fucked up.
That's it for the questions this week. I can't add any more to devil's threesome in hell. I think that did it. So,
what would be? You'd have to go to two gay dudes as a woman and say, do y'all want to have a threesome with me?
You have to go to two bisexual dudes because gay dudes ain't gonna want to have sex with you. They just gonna want to have sex with each other. You have to find two bisexual dudes,
or you have to find two gay dudes that would want to be with each other if they have to have sex with a woman to do so.
Why would they have to have sex with a woman? They could just get with each other and leave.
Maybe she know both of them.
And then they can still just meet up and be like, no, man. We just.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
No, gay men don't want to have sex with women. You have to find two bisexual women. Two bisexual men.
I mean, I get you right, because I guess in the context of homosexuality, they wouldn't even be able to, they wouldn't be aroused by a woman.
At all.
Anyway, so.
You'd have to get two bi men. And then they'd be with it.
Yeah.
So, if you have a question you would like for us to answer on the show, you can send it into our Gmail account or you can send it into our website. And the Gmail account is conversationconartist with an S @gmail.com.